to finish this daf, Hachi Huda. So this is where we came up with this. Haim Baile, this you want to answer the Sanya, like we learned in the Brisa. We're now on, let's go to Amud Beis. Now on Amud Beis. Adkan, till this point, Umedaber Kadashim. We're talking about the sacrifices, Shekdish B'Shas Rabamas, that were sanctified at the time when it was prohibited to offer on a private altar. Shahari Ein Shanamar, the punishment for that's mentioned, as it says, Vel Pesach Oil Moed Le'Heviu V'Nichras Ha'ishahu B'Kerev. So, and to the door of the tent of meeting, you should bring in, that person will be cut off from his people, from among his Onesh, Shemanu, Azhar Menayin. We hear the punishment, but where's the warning? We need a warning, Talmud Lomar. So scripture says, in Deuteronomy 12, you should be careful not to offer sacrifices wherever you want. You have to only offer sacrifices to the true God, to Hashem. Tishmor pen ba'al ein alavu tasa. This is anywhere it says be careful or lest or do not, it only means thou shalt not. Mikan ve'elech, but after that, medaber k'dashim sheiktish b'shas heter bamas, b'krivim b'shas heter bamas. So he said basically, this verse 5 and 6 on, talking about sacrifices that were performed after the prohibition against private altars existed. Once the Jerusalem temple was dedicated, you could no longer have private altars for a Jew. A Gentile could, but a Jew could not. However, it was dedicated before, and then when it was offered, then it was already Isser Bamos. The answer is, because it says there in Deuteronomy, in order that the children of Israel should bring their sacrifices that they are sacrificing. This is very long. Shatarti l'cha kvar, I already permitted for you. Al panei asada, on the face of the field. V'lamed shekol zaveich b'am v'shas eser b'amas v'alam v'kavsav kilu zaveich al panei asada. It's to come teach that anyone who offers a sacrifice at a time when the private altars are prohibited on a private altar, it's the same as if he's bringing the sacrifice in the face of the field. Viul Hashem, and you bring it to the Lord. Mitzvahs, I say, this is a specific positive commandment, thou shalt, the mitzvahs, but the other parts, who's that? Tabium La Hashem, you should bring them to the Lord. Mitzvah Saseh, Mitzvah Lo Saseh Minayin. That's a positive commandment. Where's the negative commandment? Talmud Loim Lo Yizbechu Oid Zivcheihem. The scripture says they should no longer offer their sacrifices. Yachal Yehei Anush Kares. He might, I think he's punished with kares, with spiritual cut-off, excision. So, Talmud Loim of Lo Yizbechu Odes Zivcheihem. Scripture says they should no longer bring their sacrifices. Yachal Yehei Anush Kares. You might think that the punishment is Kares. Talmud Loim or Chukas Olam Tia Zos Lahem. So then the scripture says this will be an eternal law for them. For them and not for someone else. Lahem. For them, Amar Rava said, Karib V'lo Yizbechu. You should read it. You shouldn't offer the sacrifice. Karib V'lo Oid. And you should read it. You should no longer offer. Alright, so we have a Mishnah Matzah Bereishi Mois Ksusa Kalim Haredim and Tarim. If you found on the head of an idol clothing, money, clothing, or useful items, you can use those items. Parchile Yanavim Atris Shal Shmalam Yanshman Slosas Koldava Shikitz Behen Karvel Ganim Zbechasa. But once again, as we said, bottles of grapes and crowns of wheat stalks and I gotta get gas. And wine, oil, and fine flour, anything that's similar to that that's offered on the anything similar to what's offered on the altar, on the Jerusalem altar, is prohibited. What are you talking about here? Amar Yechia bar Yosef Rishaya, Yosef Rishaya. Because of Echadaim and Kiru, she could say him to play him. Eitzav because of Tzava Shemoyim. Deuteronomy 29 says, you see their disgusting idols. Wood and stone, gold and silver and gold that is with them. Because of that, the other verses, you should not covet the gold and silver that's on them. Gas station. So, how is this? Imahem Dumya Delay. It's with them, it's the same, like, similar to that which upon him, Alehem, Davishalay also. So that which is on them is something that's a decoration that's prohibited. something that's not there as a decoration, as an adornment, that's permitted. Maybe that's what's on them. It's like that's what's with them. If it's with them, whatever's with them. It's on them, whatever's on them. That's the same thing, so then don't say what's upon them. What about money? That could be a decoration. Amrei Devei Rabbi Yanai. So it's taught in the house of Rabbi Yanai, but kiss kosher to the total of its vari. If it's a tied up wallet and it's hanging on its neck, ksus, so we're talking about wallet, that's decorative. Amr Devei Rabbi Yanai, so then it's said in the house of Rabbi Yanai, ksus fellas menachas loyal roishay. What if the clothing is folded and placed on his head? Kli. What about the ksus? I mean, is a garment. It's a garment that's folded and just placed on his head. It's not in a decorative manner. Kli davar shel noihu. A vessel is decorative. Rav Papa said the schifa lay mishkilsa aresha. What if you just put a bucket or a barrel? It's over a barrel on his head. Rav Asi Barchia said, "Kol shevahu lifnim mikilklin." Anything that's inside among all the sacrifices. Can I buy this with the? All right, I gotta get gas. Aser. Amr of Asi. No, my thing is on this side, isn't it? Closed. I keep forgetting. Philomayim Melachasser. Even water and salt are prohibited. So, chutz l'kilkon, but if davar shel noi aser, she'einu shel noi moter. But if it's not in there, only something that's decorative is prohibited. But otherwise, it's permitted. If it's not decorative, it's permitted. Amr Rav Yosi bar Chanina. Rav Yosi bar Chanina said, that pump stopped. Oh, come on. Am I going to make it to another pump? What about this one? Pump stopped. Even if I pay for it with a... Alright, let's hope we can get to the next gas station. So, Amar V'Yosi bar Chanina Naktinan Ein Kilklin Loyal Porva Loyal Marcolis. V'Yosi bar Chanina said that there's a tradition that there is no such thing as a as a place like a regular sacrifice, not for Balpora, not for Marcolis Lamai, Why is that? Elema the filu panim kachutz, maybe even something that's inside is like outside dummy. It's similar to that. It's shari, and therefore it's permitted. Hashta pore befare, meaning even if one would do the worship of Baal Peor, which includes excreting waste on the idol. Mayim omelech le'makriven le. The only way that they worship Baal Peor is through excrement, and the only way that they worship Markolis is throwing rocks. So then they don't bring water or salt. Ela filo chutz kifnim dame. Or you could say that even if it's outside, it's like inside the temple. Even if it's not something dame or metzv also, so therefore it should always be prohibited. Meaning, with and we don't really have an answer of what the halach is here. Masnisen, we have a new Mishnah. But it's kachavim shal ginar merchatz. What if an idol had a garden or a bathhouse? Then in Mehen, you can have benefit from the garden or the bathhouse, shalom and tova, as long as you don't have to pay a tax or a fee to the priests of the idol, but if you have to pay some kind of a fee then to the priests, then you are not allowed to. But if it was owned by someone other than just the priests, it doesn't just belong to the Zarah, it's someone else owns it as well. So even whether or not you're paying for it, it's okay. Akum shel akum asura miyad v'shel Yisrael ein asura ad she'aved. A pagan's idol is prohibited as soon as he makes it, even before he worships it, whereas if a Jew makes an idol, it's only prohibited once he worships it, because we can assume he's going to change his mind before he actually worships it. Amar Abaya, so we have Mishnah, the Gemara brings that Abaya says B'teva's Kaimer. What does it mean, benefit? It means to benefit the priests of the temple. And if it's not for good, it's if it's not for the good of the temple priests. I hope this one's open, or else I'm really in trouble. This pump has been stopped. Oh no. My other place is not open either, is it? No. So, Lafuke Tavis Avodah the Shari, but if it's just for the good of the worshippers, then it's permitted. If it's the benefit of the worshippers. Ikdamasna law a seifa, some teach the end. Hayashalav v'shalachirim, then mehen b'teva v'shalei b'teva. If it belonged to the idol and to other people, then one could benefit it, whether he's receiving benefit or not. Amar Abaya b'teva sachirim, shalei b'teva sakaimer. So good, it means even not the benefit of the worshippers and of the other people, the partners, and if there's no benefit without the benefit of the priests. Man masne sefer kol shekena reisha. But what are we teaching at the end, all the more so at the beginning? This is definitely not on this. Is there any other? I'm in big trouble. Alright, I hope I'll be able to make it home and make it back here tomorrow. I gotta remember not to leave my car running tomorrow, just to go get gas right away. So if it's whatever's taught at the end, it's all the more for the beginning. Man the Masni Reisha was safer Kaven the Ika Kherim Hada Philipatavis Kermanami Shapardami. But what about this what's taught at the ending clause, that all the more so from the beginning, and according to the one that taught from the beginning, at the end, since there are other people with it, even if the priests are benefiting, it should be okay. Akum shall akum. So, alright, these are the discussions. Akum shall akum asumiyad. So then you are allowed to pay even to the priests if there are other beneficiaries other than the priests. Akum shall akum asumiyad. A pagan's idol is prohibited right away. B'shel Yisrael in the Sarjatovid. But a Jew's idol only becomes prohibited in use once it's been worshipped. Masnis and money. Who's teaching this mission? Rabbi Akiva. It's Rabbi Akiva the Sanya, as we taught in the Bryce. Avodah is called Mekomis Shavda Shamagoyim. Because in Deuteronomy 12 it says you should surely destroy all the places where the Gentiles worshipped, the nations worshipped. This is talking about destroying whatever was used for idolatry. Yachal assume like Morum, Gamrum Layavim. So maybe they made them and didn't finish it, or they finished it and they didn't bring it. They brought it but they didn't use them. Yachal Yahu Surim, which should they be prohibited? Whatever the Gentiles worship there, so even for a Gentile it's not prohibited until it's been worshipped. So then this mission is wrong, because we can see from scripture that even a pagan's, a Gentile's idol is not prohibited until it's been worshipped. Shlisol Asur Miyad, the Jews' idol should be prohibited right away. Shal Yisrael Asur Miyad, it should be the Jews' idol that's prohibited right away, because he's not allowed to have the idol. Divrei Bishmuel, that's Rabbi Shmuel's opinion. Rabbi Kiva said, no, it's just opposite. Akum shal akum asur miyad. The pagan's idol is prohibited right away. The Jew's idol is not prohibited until it's been worshipped. Amar, so the master taught, so the scripture is talking about items that were used in worship, and not the actual things that were worshipped, not the actual idols. So, that's why it says the places. So it's not the place of the places, it shouldn't be prohibited. Their gods are on the mountains. The mountains are not their gods. Alright, can I get in here? No. have to park on the street just like this guy. And hope for the best. Alright. Alright, today we need to Kalim. Alright. And I really hope I'm not gonna. I hope I'll be able to do what I gotta do. Alright, so we're done. Thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe. Made it home.